Strangers in the Wood is an actual play series drawing elements from gothic fairy tales and 80s fantasy and sci-fi action and horror films. As such, a list of content warnings will always be made available in the description. Well, hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Strangers in the Wood. I am your humble. I'm your humble.
What the hell? No, keep going, but
I'm your
keep
humble
going.
master,
Keep it
Kendrick
together.
Smith. I use they, he pronouns, and you can find me on all places on social media at Kendo Makes Films. Now, with me here today are my wonderful players, co-hosts, and guests, and dearest friends, of course. Going ahead, start here with Gus.
Well, how did... No, I'm not going to do this. This sucks already. Yeah, I'm Gus. I speak like I normally do this episode, I guess. Yeah, I use he, him pronouns. I play the Weasel Boy. Thank you all for listening to the podcast.
Coming up next, we have the wonderful, beautiful, and ever so gracious Hilda.
Well, howdy.
Oh, no.
That's me.
Don't you do it, too?
I use she, her pronouns, sugar.
Go on.
I'm doing my best.
Please
I'm doing my
Miss
best.
Hilda.
Oh, okay. Well, I play little old Dorothy Reed. And she is very
I would be
scared
too.
right now.
If I were in her position, I would be too.
Per usual.
And last, but of course, most certainly not least, we have the splendiferous, the magnificent, and the ever so stellar Marceline.
I couldn't commit.
Thank you. Oh my god, I was so scared I was going to be alone in this world.
Hilda took all the southern phrases I was going to use, and I ran out. I'm Marceline. I play Dakota. I use she, her pronouns.
All right. Well, it's very good to have all three of us here back together playing. Y'all might have noticed that these last here two times we've been just playing with separated groups. After everything that went down, it only made sense to kind of split things up a little bit. But we're pretty sure that coming along this time, the gang's gonna get right back together. Maybe.
It's gonna be mighty fine.
It's gonna be mighty fine for sure. So yeah, we're gonna be playing this game. Gus, you seem awfully quiet, uncharacteristically so, I'd say.
Yeah. I wonder. I normally never do any music during the intros. I'm gonna get the worst sounding MIDI banjo that I can.
I thought you were going to say harmonica, but
so
maybe
good.
No.
both.
There we go.
Some fiddle. Get some fiddling.
Oh, get the spoons.
Mini spoons. Now, that just sounds like a nightmare, if I'm being honest.
Gotta be someone out there has made a mini spoons patch.
I'm sure they have. Should they have? Different question.
I'll do it.
Science might have gone too far.
Has science gone too far?
I'm just worried because I don't know when this bit is going to end. I don't know how long into the episode this is going to last. Okay. Yeah. All right. I know you're in Texas, but you haven't been here that long.
Been here long enough. It seems we got a lot of negativity in the air, and I really hope that this doesn't blend in to the rest of the game. I want us all to be in high spirits, with a fair amount of camaraderie.
We're gonna have a regular
This is
jamboree.
also just a very interesting tone to take with what is about to happen.
Yeah.
Not that I know what is about to happen, but I have a vague, I have a general idea of where things are going, and they're not going south. Well, okay, they might be going
down.
south.
Going south, down to have a hoedown.
But not in the, not literal south.
There's only one way to find out now, isn't there? Oh wait, I forgot to say, we're playing another game. We've completely derailed from the thing that I should have been saying. And that thing is that we're playing another wonderful game of Babes in the Woods by Adam Voss, a Powered by the Apocalypse game that is inspired by Over the Garden Wall. A wonderful little show, a wonderful little game. All in all, I'm ready. Are you all ready?
I guess. I guess.
Well, that's all I need to hear. Oh, because you're a...
Nay.
Oh my god.
I almost said because you were a cow. All right, the bit's done. Let's get into the recap.
Should we do cowboy season?
Absolutely, yes. Yes. What? Yes.
Ye the fuck haw.
Yeehaw.
Absolutely.
I call the prospector. I want to be the prospector.
Hilda.
We can all be prospectors.
No, wait. Oh, you motherfucker.
What?
I literally have a character in my backlog in my brain and my voices that literally fits that to a T. Yeah. His name. This is a long character in my head, but don't worry about it. Long story. So his name's Gerald, and they sell gasoline by the handful, and that's enough. That's all I need to know.
All right. So yeah, let's.
You imagine, or she did?
The keys are not here. She's not here. I imagine she took the car.
There's no way a 7-year-old took the car.
You can very plainly see that the red Pontiac Firebird is not here.
And then Dakota looks back to them and goes, "A 7-year-old took the car!"
Yeah.
I've let Elsie kind of take the lead on most of this, so I think I'm just working the gas and the brakes.
I kind of like that.
Elsie's at the wheel
as well.
Yeah.
And from here, there are a couple of different ways we can hotwire this car. We can either learn how to do it very quickly, or would you like to learn how to do it manually?
Which one's more reliable?
Doing it very quickly.
That way.
She hands you the key that she has just molded out of the keyhole.
Dakota looks at it and hands it back to her. It's manual.
You are sitting in your Ford Roadster Rat Rod Diesel Punk Mad Max beast of a car. The engine humming at the perfect frequency. Fire shooting out from the engine exhaust. I think Elsie starts calling out to you, where she's like, Dorothy? Dorothy, but you don't hear her at first because the music's so loud and it's just Queen going on in the background, going, I want to break free, and then bam, you crash right into something. How about you choose what we do next? And if it goes wrong, then maybe we go back. But if it goes right, maybe then you'd be a better leader than me.
Okay.
What the hell are you all doing here? And with her?
Listen, Sheriff, things have gotten, big fucked up.
Oh, really?
Since we last talked. I saw God,
What? Wait, Walter, okay, hold on, sorry. You can't just be skipping over what appears to be very large, important parts.
Edgar, Dorothy ran away. We're looking for her. She had this, imaginary friend her imaginary friend is real.
Is this a bad thing? Is it?
It led her away, and it's under his control.
Marley looks at you and goes, Dorothy, are you? Oh no.
What? What is it, Marley?
Dorothy, you look down into it and you see that your nose isn't quite the nose you remember having. It is like a rabbit's face. I was not the first sheriff, you understand me?
Yeah.
This was someone else's job, and I was given an opportunity, all right? In so many words. If she does this, she is stuck here, and I know you all were planning on getting out, but this is worse than just staying here, you understand?
I know.
Dakota, you are now putting yourself in the position where you are going to start being asked to do things that are not good, that are not pretty, that nobody should be asked to do, especially not a fucking 15-year-old. Dakota, you are going...
I'd rather be asked than told to do something. And it seems like you have a good idea of what it's like to not have that option.
Dakota, I am terrified of what he has already done. And if you think you're bigger and stronger now just because you got a new jacket and a brand new car, you will never be strong enough to get out under the boot you just put yourself under. There are technically other ways to possibly stop the transformation. There is a church in town, but the people that go there, they come out weird. And I don't mean they come back as people, but they're different. Dorothy, promise me that you're not gonna go there, okay?
What choice do I have?
As you are looking at it, you hear from across the room someone go, oh, well, it seems we have a new visitor.
I just look up immediately and maybe shrink down a tiny bit in response to somebody having seen me.
Yeah.
Just a reflex. Almost.
Yeah. You see Sister May from across the room has noticed you and is walking away from one of the people in suits who's carrying a tray with 2 bowls on it, who and is setting it on a table in front of the altar. She comes over and says, well, I don't believe you and I have met, young lady.
Hi. No.
Oh.
We haven't.
Oh, there's no need to be nervous. You're in a safe place now.
Okay.
I'm sure you were probably startled by the accident with the train and such earlier. Terrible, terrible stuff.
Yeah, really bad.
Where are your parents, if I may ask? Do they know you're here?
Dorothy thinks back to her parents.
Mm-hmm.
Is my parents have not known where I am probably for a long time. Then she thinks of the Abbotts and she's like, geez, I hope they know where I am. But thinking of that contrast and not knowing exactly how to answer this woman in front of her, just says, they don't know I'm here.
I see.
But they haven't known for a while where I am.
Oh,
So it's okay.
You see she like kind of purses her lips and like looks down at you somberly, like kind of taking a look over, and you see like her face like falls in like genuine empathy and like feeling sad, like kind of reading into the situation. And she sits down next to you. Well, she starts to move to sit down and asks, "Is it okay if I sit here?"
Okay.
Thank you.
And I like scooch over a little bit more because I was kind of on the end cap.
Yeah.
But like I was like, a couple, if like there was seats, basically I was like 2 or 3 seats in from the end, but like I still like scooch over a little bit.
Yeah. She goes, "What's your name? Sorry, I started talking to you and I realized I don't know your name. My name is Sister May. I'm the head of the First Sapling Church."
I'm Dorothy.
That's a wonderful name for a wonderful girl.
I like it.
Dorothy, you said your parents haven't known where you've been for a long time? Did you run away?
No. Well, yes, but no. It's really hard it's hard to explain.
I see. I'm sure it is. Look at you. You must be so tired, and your clothes. It's been a long time since you've been home, hasn't it?
Yeah.
She turns and looks to like one of the deacons and like kind of like snaps her fingers to like get his attention and like wave him over, and then like as he's walking over, she turns to you like, "Have you had breakfast yet?"
No.
Okay, we're gonna get you breakfast. We're gonna get you some new clothes. Lucky enough for you, we have spaces here where people stay, so if you would like, you can take a bath or a shower. We can get you some new clothes, get you some food, and we can see if I can help you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Sister May.
You can just call me May.
That's okay, Sister May. I don't want to be disrespectful.
Oh, you are a very polite little girl. Okay. And kind of turns and she says, "Get the girl some clothes and some food." And like the guy like walks off and says, "Do you have a place to stay?"
No, not right now.
Okay. We'll get a room for you, so while we help you and try to figure out, how best we can help you, you won't just be out in the wind and with no place to be.
That's very nice of you. Thank you.
Oh, of course, sweetie. That is what we are here for. It is what the stranger's chosen for us, and if I can help you, then I think it'll take a great load off my heart knowing that you are safe.
Okay. What do I do? What
do you do?
What am I supposed to do
Well,
should I be doing something in return?
You don't have to do anything, sweetie. Let the adults can handle this. You just try to relax for a little while. It seems like you have been through a lot and you deserve to take some time for yourself, recuperate, and then we will move from there. And she goes and she like puts a hand on your cheek and like kind of like turns your head a little bit, and you can tell she's like looking at, like examining your face. And she goes,
I kind of like duck away from it because I'm worried about
She
and then I like immediately start touching it again.
Yeah. This is new for you, I imagine.
I didn't know it was happening. I don't know why it's happening.
Most people don't. Not until it's too late, sadly. But, lucky enough for you, you have come to the right place. The First Sapling Rehabilitation Service is available to you if you would like, and it is our way of trying to help people through what is oftentimes a very stressful, alienating circumstance. And it's an experience that I truly wish you didn't have to go through. But I can help you through it.
I think this whole conversation is bringing Dorothy back to many conversations that she's probably had with like social workers and that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. She's definitely getting like those kinds of vibes from like, you know, she's probably been like evaluated by, yeah, like social workers, maybe like a psychologist. Like she's remembering a lot of different adults who have said probably somewhat similar things to her all her life.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the like the adults will handle it now, or like
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sort of stuff is definitely like bringing her back to that. And so she's going to do what she has learned to do in those situations, and she's going to just lean into it and let it happen because she doesn't know what else she's supposed to do and except let the adults handle it.
Yeah.
So she's going to nod along with everything that Sister May is saying, and is going to then ask, because she said something about the process she wishes I didn't have to go through, right? Is that where you just let that off? Yeah.
In reference to, not in reference to the rehabilitation, in reference to the,
Yeah, that's what, I figured. Okay, yeah, no, Dorothy's nodding along with this and is probably starting to tear up a little bit at all this kindness that is being shown to her. And she's just going to look up at Sister May and kind of wiping away a couple of like stray tears that are starting to come, just say, "Thank you. I don't know I don't know what to do. And I'm so scared."
No, sweetie. The world can be a scary, confusing place. There's so many choices, so many avenues for opportunity and destruction. There's so much out there, and we very rarely ever know what the right decision is to make. That's why I'm here to help you. We're going to get through this together, and we are going to set you on the path to freedom.
Can you get me home?
I think we can get you home.
Okay. I really want to go home.
I know, sweetie. I know. And I think she pulls you in for like a bit of a hug. You can feel like the warmth from her. She like brings you into this tight embrace, and she does the thing where like her like head like goes to like her hand goes to like to the top of the head, and there's like a light like brushing like motion to like try to calm you down as she can feel.
Oh, like Dorothy's fully sobbing now. Yeah,
exactly.
Fully sobbing.
Yeah, and you just hear her go like, "It's gonna be okay." I think we just get a montage of like the next like couple of hours where they bring you down into the basement of the church where there's like more administrative kind of like offices kind of deal, where like you come down the stairs and like hallways of like other rooms, and you can see like there are storage rooms where they keep like a bunch of like the stuff. There's like offices for like the deacons and meeting rooms and such going on. And there's like an area down here where it's like almost kind of like they have like rooms for people who like need a place to stay. So it's like this small room. It's got like a nice little bed in here, and like a dresser, and like a small like little like side table and chair, like probably like a little plant, all like in the vaguely
some greenery.
Yeah, exactly.
A plant.
And there's also like a little window, I'm imagining, on like the side of the room that is like on the top part, because like you're in the basement, right? So it's like almost like, and I hate to use this analogy, like a little prison window, like up where it's like you're looking out and it's like the ground that is outside of the church, you know?
It's a Walter window.
Yeah, it's a Walter window. Yeah, it's really a window that only Walter could really squeeze through.
Yeah.
But not like quite, not like, well, yeah, okay, I know what you're saying now. It's that angle, but actually at that angle. Yeah.
For sure.
And you know, they bring you down here, they give you like a space where like there is like an area where you can bathe. So you go, you clean yourself off. I'm imagining like you and like Elsie are there. You come back, they like have you like fresh new clothes for you. What do these clothes look like?
I was about to say, what kind of clothes do they have for me?
Yeah, what kind of clothes do you think? What are some 80s kids clothes?
Oh god, I have no idea.
They're probably very conservative in the clothing as well. Like still like 80s style, but like not quite like super flashy, nothing like that. A lot of jeans. I remember earlier on where I was more like, girls don't wear pants, but in the 80s a lot of women were wearing pants, wearing jeans and stuff. So I don't know how accurate that is. But maybe this is a thing in the Sublime. Maybe it's mostly 80s, but women still don't wear jeans for whatever reason. The stranger's just really weird about that one specific thing.
Just like, no.
Women don't wear pants. That's my decision.
Yeah. I mean, it could just be a thing with like so many school uniforms, like that Marley's just like kids don't wear pants kind of thing, because they're always in like those little jumper dresses or like, it
could also technically be like a thing that is very specific for Marley's family. Like, I don't know, maybe that's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, women don't wear pants. And like she goes to school where the uniform is also not wearing pants. So like that's just a thing that's ingrained in her. And like I think she probably does see women who wear pants and other girls who wear pants. And she's just like, that's kind of weird. They're weird. They're not supposed to be doing that. I kind of like that. I kind of like that if that's a specific thing to Marley's home life that just gets reinforced because the school happens to be the way it is.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
So would these be like clothes that are maybe like donated to this church? Or do they have like...
be. I think that might be it. I think like people donate clothes for people who end up coming here to be rehabilitated. And like, I imagine a lot of the people who come here to be rehabilitated have no other place to go, right? That's why they have these rooms, because they're like, people need, like, there are people who don't have places to stay, who run away from like where they were because of this transformation, have alienated themselves from everybody in their life, and like have come here, need help, and so maybe the clothes are donated, in which case maybe it's like a pair of like shorts and like a light sweater or like a button down, like a flannel shirt, or even just like a, I don't know. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking like maybe, I don't know, I'm either picturing one of those like long sleeve like polos with like the big stripes and stuff. That's maybe a little too big for me. Like that's been donated.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, maybe some like either just like a normal pair of like jeans or like even sweatpants or something like that. Like I don't, or athletic shorts even. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of like the
overalls. It should be overalls.
Beautiful. I love it. Yeah, so you're wearing this long polo. Sorry. I'm still like looking through stuff. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. I think it's this orange polo that has like the white where like the body of the polo is orange, the collar is white, and like the inside is white, and there are like two white stripes that go around the circumference of the arm on both the arms, and then like a pair of overall and a pair of like denim overalls to go over it. You also get like a pair of like just like white like tennis shoes, or maybe not white, like a black or like dark brown tennis shoes to wear as well.
Nice. Dorothy,
sorry,
feels amazing being in new clothes.
Right?
Not new, but like just different clothes.
You notice there's also a pair of clothes here for Elsie. And Elsie changes. Hers, I'm going to say, is I think she gets like a pair of athletic shorts and green t-shirt, and with a short sleeved brown like button down to go over it, that like she kind of leaves unbuttoned. Maybe it's not athletic shorts. I think she's wearing like jorts. It's a pair of jorts that like come a little bit below her knees, and like the
so like capris more.
Yeah, exactly. And the like button down's like a little too big for her, so she like rolls up the sleeves a bit. And so yeah, like that's in the montage, and then we get a montage of like you being brought to like, I think there's a breakfast that happens. I think there's a space down here for like a gathering space, like out in the open, like not in one of the rooms, where there are like large white like fold up tables that have been put out, and there's a like green tablecloth that goes down, and like one of those like plastic thin tablecloths that go over it.
Yep.
And you smell like breakfast food. There's like pancakes and bacon and sausage and eggs, sweet and savory, salty smells, like in this very dense space. And you start to hear like the sounds of like people coming out and like interacting, and you start seeing like more people who are changed. Like, you see like some teenagers, or like even some young adults, or even some old people going around trying to help get things together. They're like all working in tandem, like passing like plates around, getting like trash bags out and ready for like people to throw away trash, bringing like coolers in that have like sodas and like ice in them, like a church. Like, have you ever been to like a small church function like this?
For sure.
I remember like at the end of every service, like going to my grandmother's church, going down in the basement, and like there's just like a potluck that's going on. Like everybody's brought food, and so like that's what's happening right now. And there's like biscuits and gravy and stuff like that. And you see like a lot of the people that are down here are in some way, shape, or form partially transformed. Like you see people with fur and like snouts and tails and claws, tusks and antlers, beaks and feathers. Like you can see like amongst all of them, there is some like part of them, either big or small, subtle or explicit, that they are in some way, shape or form being changed. But it doesn't seem to be bothering them, as they are focused in on working together in this moment and serving breakfast for everyone. And I think Dorothy, you are like welcomed with like open arms. I don't like, there's like no, like, you don't get any looks of like, what is she doing here? Like you, like, who is this girl? Like, what's going on? Like they see you and they're immediately like, welcome. Like you are like, they're like, hey, I think to like give this like a very short scene, I think there is a young woman, maybe in like her late 20s, early 30s. I think she's wearing like a pink blouse, and like high-waisted blue jeans. She is white, with like really like the fluffy blonde, like 80s hair,
like fully permed,
permed. She has glasses on,
feather bangs. Yeah,
exactly. She sees you and says, oh, hey, what voice do I want to give her? I don't want to just give her like another like Southern voice. I feel like that's my go-to recently. Maybe that's just the move. I don't know. I can't do a lot of voices.
I mean, it's like the Southern hospitality. How are you not supposed to like?
Yeah, exactly. And I
fall right into that. Right? Yeah.
And I think she sees you and she's like, I'm like, oh, hello, sweetie. Do you want to help?
Can I help?
Well,
would love to.
Oh, absolutely. And she takes some. She kind of looks around, sees, picks up like a plastic bag of like 24 count red Solo cups. And she says, if you could go.
I would love to also say that like this whole time when like Dorothy got all cleaned up, etc., she also like let the turtles get into like the like washed them off and everything, like and now her bucket is like slung over her arm, like it's in the crook of her elbow basically.
Yeah,
like it's not going anywhere, but like she still has her hands free and everything, so she still has the little pumpkin with her. It's not leaving her sight.
Oh, for sure.
Because yeah, for sure the last time something left her sight, it never came back.
Understandable.
So yeah, so just making sure that was set. But yeah, if she's going to hand me the cups or anything like that.
Yeah, she hands you like a plastic bag of like 24 count red Solo cups, hands it to you. It's like, just put one of these on each of, by each of the plates that are on the tables. And I guess after that, come back to me. We'll see what else you can do to help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. What's your name?
My name? Why would you ask me such a question? So she says, my name, you can call me Miss Kayla. And as she does, as she kind of bends down to give you the thing, you notice, you kind of thought like her nails were just like, she has, I'm imagining like, it looks like she has like really long, like acrylic nails, not like super long, but like long, like a little, like long enough that you can tell. Yeah, exactly. And you were like, oh, like that's kind of interesting. But as like she's handing it to you, you realize that they are claws. Like she has like the faintest amount of like fuzz along her hands that like is kind of blondish in the same way, but like looks like it's about to turn to like be whatever fur it is that she's growing. And you can almost see like the faintest like pattern of like, there's like kind of the blondish, but there's like a darker color as well. And like almost like a stripe pattern. Yeah, she hands you this bag of cups. I think we get a shot of you like just like going like around, like putting cups on the tables. Is there anything that you want to do while this is happening, or?
I give Elsie like half of the cups or something so that she can go on the other half of the table or whatever. So we're like doing it in tandem, like down the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The two of you do exactly this. And I think like our last shot of this session is like kind of pulling away like down the hallway as like you are in this large room with all of these people who are all working together to like start like doing this meal. And as it pulls further away, you become indistinguishable from everyone else working towards this common goal. Hello, friends, it is I, your friendly neighborhood ghost, Kendo, the GM and host of this podcast. And this is where I stop doing that voice. Thank you all so much for listening to the podcast. It means absolutely so much. I really can't put it into words how much it means that you take time out of your busy schedule to listen to our humble little podcast over here. It really means a lot. And one way that you can show your appreciation for what we do, assuming that you like this podcast, is leaving us a rating or review. And you can rate us on Spotify and Podchaser. You can also leave a review on Podchaser and on Apple Podcasts, and like quite a few other things as well. I think on like Podcast Addict, maybe on Stitcher, I'm not quite sure. Apparently you all listen to this from a variety of different things, which is really cool. So go on to wherever you mostly listen to these podcasts on and leave us a rating or review there. That's the best way for other people to know how much you like the show, and it's also a good metric for us to know if you're liking the show as well. And if you're a fan of us and you haven't already yet, go follow us on social media, on Twitter and Instagram at Tales Yet Told. That's TALESYETTOLD. And that's where we post updates about the, all the episodes coming out, or, character art. We share some of that, and we just like interacting with you. Another place we like interacting with you, our brand new Discord server. You can find the link to our Discord server on our Twitter page and also in the link pages that you can find in the bios of both of our social media pages. The Discord server is a slowly growing group, but it is a great group. We are already starting to plan events like doing a weekly character building kind of event. We also want to do a watch party of Treasure Planet, which might be happening next week. I'm not super sure, but you know where you can find out? Come into the Discord server. Boom, bam, that's a plug. And last but not least, we want to thank Be Gay Roll Dice Network for allowing us to be a part of the queer little family. We're all just a bunch of queer people trying to make wonderful content by people like us, for people like us, and just filling the TTRPG space with wonderful, new, diverse voices. In fact, I have a little ad from them for you now. So go out, treat yourself, get enough sleep, eat enough food, drink enough water, and take care of yourself, and love yourself like I love you. Bye.
Come listen to Dice Will Roll, the gayest Pathfinder podcast on the planet. We ask the hard questions like, is it morally acceptable to kiss a goblin? Is it cool to use spell slots to warm up leftovers? Would the gods be mad if I wrote slashfic about them? We're a group of 4 friends who play Pathfinder 2nd Edition every week and go on adventures like none other. We've just launched our brand new season, Extinction Curse, which follows the adventures of the Circus of Wayward Wonders as they put on the greatest show in all of Golarion and uncover ancient secrets and long-forgotten foes from a bygone era. If you like circuses, clowns, and a little bit of magic, come check us out and make sure that no matter what, you keep it rolling.
Walter and Dakota, the two of you are in the what was the name of the car again? The cast iron?
Yeah, no, just cast iron.
Yeah. Okay. Walter and Dakota, the two of you are in cast iron racing through the streets of Oak Creek. You all have just jumped over a train, sped by traffic that had been backed up from the derailed train, and are making your way into Oak Creek proper. Dakota, you are currently being led by your seemingly supernatural sense of Dorothy's location, powered by the vow that you've taken, instilled to you through means that you are still not quite sure of.
Can I ask a question or change that, actually?
Yeah, for sure.
How does Dakota get this information, and how does Dakota kind of understand what is happening in terms of, like, the car and, like, their physicality?
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of it right now is just instinctual. It's like a thing that they kind of feel like, in the same way where, like, how when I was describing, like, any of, like, the driving maneuvers that you've done so far, being in cast iron have felt natural, and in that way, I think this sense of where Dorothy is feels instinctual. It's not vague in the way where it's like, oh, you feel something over there. It's like the thing that I'm feeling is Dorothy, and they are in this direction. Your connection to the vows that you have to take, I feel like as well. I don't know if they manifest to Dakota as, oh, these are laws, these are things I can't break, as much as they might feel like these are, if the actions that pertain to those vows just feel instinctual, if they, like, upon doing the transformation and taking upon the boons, their personality it shifts their, it influences their personality to want to act in certain ways.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to kind of have, like, an understanding of, like, what Dakota's experiencing. So I appreciate that clarification.
Yeah, no, totally fine. Yeah, we didn't make it terribly clear when we first did it. So all good on that. And so, yeah, the three of you, Walter, and Brittany, the driver, are driving through the streets. You have this instinctual knowledge of like the general location of Dorothy, and you follow that, I imagine, as you're driving, and eventually you go past what seems like a large, like, kind of central park, where the one, like, huge tree that I've kind of been describing with the iridescent leaves on it, that is, like, towering over this entire town, almost like, think of, like, you know, every world tree and all of fiction. There's just, like, this humongous, like, skyscraper tall tree, like, towering over everything. You are going around there, and, like, right off of that central park, you feel that you've gotten close to where she is, and you've kind of pinpointed it to this church on a hill. There's a sign out front that says the First Sapling Church, and like on, like, the marquee board, it has, like, you know, dates and times for different events, and then at the bottom of it, it says First Sapling Rehabilitation Service, open whenever. And you, like, kind of pull up in front of, like, this path that goes up this hill to this church, and your sense is telling you that she is in there.
I imagine that Dakota's probably kind of, you know, throwing the car in park, and they're sitting a lot outside of it a ways. Yeah, I think Dakota looks to Walter before, like, actually going in the building, and is like, so, what did Edgar have to say?
Yeah, not much, I guess. Just,
You guys talked for a while for there to be not much.
I mean, he's just telling me about, you know, the whole train derailing, and the car crash, and, you know, all the, he's investigating the scene. We're just talking about that.
Gotcha.
And I caught him up a little bit on, what we've been up to. Nothing. Yeah, not telling him too much, but yeah.
What did you tell him?
I told him. But Walter's like. Walter is not sure what he should say here. He is like, not. He does not trust Dakota right now. He does not know this person. Mm-hmm. He does not trust this person. And he says, I just told him about the school, and then the carnival, and then it's kind of.
You seem to skip over the laundromat.
I mean, I told him, and then I entered the code and saw I saw God or something. I don't know. Told him that.
Yep. Then that's what you told Edgar. Walter, what did you wish for in there?
What did I wish? You're not still on this, are you? You still think I wished for you to get shot?
Walter, what did you wish for?
I wished for knowledge. I wished for understanding of the situation we're in. I was wishing for, maybe something practical that we could use to get ahead a little bit. Because I was thinking.
What was your wish?
Dakota, I'm telling you the truth.
You said knowledge. You said helping the situation. What was your wish?
I wished to know everything.
And
my wish was granted. To an extent, I guess.
Okay. If you know everything, then where's Dorothy in the city?
It doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work like that.
I wanted to know about sort of broader implications of where we are and who's trying to, who's in charge here.
We already know who's in charge. It's the stranger. You're telling me you wished to know everything, and you only know a few things.
I know a lot. And I can see things now, Dakota. I can see...
Oh, you can see things.
I can see the inner workings of this place. I can see who is created by the Sublime and who's not. And I can see the purpose of every person that is. But it's not... I can't just do whatever I want with it. It doesn't work like that.
Sounds like a lame wish.
What would you have wished for?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. You gave it up. You said I could have it, and so I used it. Why are you mad about it now?
I don't know, Walter. Maybe it was the bullet in my leg. I don't know.
Why the hell do you think I had anything to do with that?
It just so happens that those two events line up in a very strange way.
The driver who is sitting next to the two of you
He's just right there.
Turns and says, "You think he's the reason I showed up there?"
I mean, it only makes sense, doesn't it?
He is not the reason I showed up there.
Dakota's face changes, just a blank expression.
I was sent by the stranger to look for all of you. At least a day before.
Oh, what a surprise. You hear that, Dakota?
Don't act like you knew that, Walter.
What? She took us to the school. Who wants us at the school? The stranger does.
The longer the two of you argue, the longer Dorothy stays in there, the longer it will take for us to get to the outer cities, the longer it will take for us to kill the stranger. Are the two of you done?
Yeah, no, okay. So okay.
What?
So I was thinking about this. I almost messaged you, Kenda, because
yeah, for sure.
I want to use Walter's ability to look into the code I want to use that on Dakota, but part of it is like figuring out whether they're an AI, and he knows that Dakota is not an AI. So like, does it still work? I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah, hold on. Let me look at your thing again. Yeah. Let me reword this again. Sorry, audience. Some on the game development since this stuff. I mean, I've just read it. Is I'm going to change this to say is a part of the code. So yeah, so you can use it on them.
Yeah. I think he is going to use. He is going to look at the code, at Dakota's code.
Yeah.
Dakota.
Okay, you look at Dakota.
Dakota.
So you've seen the source code before, and you can still catch glimpses of it if you try hard enough. Roll plus noodle.
That is. My noodle is +2, so that's a 10.
Ooh, on a 10. If they are on a 7+, you can tell if someone is in your presence as a part of the code. The answer to that is, so you open your eyes. I think, Dakota, you can also see, like, there's, like, as Walter's looking at you, his eyes kind of glaze over in a way, and you start to see, like, the green, like, matrix text kind of, like, spiraling in his eyes. And Walter, you like, you know, the world does that wireframe thing, right, where it kind of de-renders everything to its more base components. And you can see, like, the coding behind everything that's going on. And you most certainly can tell that there is an amount of code that has been embedded into Dakota, almost as if very similar to that the driver has, where it seems like they almost have heightened access to the source code, almost like similar as if like someone's been giving like modding privileges to the code. And so yeah, on a 10+, you also get to choose 3 from that list below.
Yeah. I guess so. I guess when referring to this list, I'm talking about the sort of I'm looking not at Dakota, but at the
at
the code within it. Like,
so for the AI's purpose, you will essentially get what is the purpose of whatever permissions they've been given. I think for Ask AI what its desire is, I think you do ask Dakota what their desire is, but it will be through the lens of this kind of added part to them, if that makes sense.
I think that's the first one I want to do.
Okay. Ask the AI what its desire is.
Yeah.
Okay. So Walter, you ask Dakota. Dakota, you have to answer this question. What is? I guess I will frame this so that we can figure out how Dakota answers this question. What is the most desired use that you are? What is it that Dakota wants to do with the power they've been given? Not in this moment, but just overall.
Yeah. Is it something that Dakota says out loud, or is it something that like Walter can understand?
No, this is something you say out loud.
Like, is this like forcibly like taken out of Dakota?
Yes.
Huh.
And this will be a feeling that you have as a person feeling this strange sensation of having the truth forcibly pulled from you.
I'm trying to, it's like this is like a Jeopardy moment where I have to phrase it as if like Dakota's saying it.
Yeah.
I want to make everything right, and I want to be the person I've always wanted to be.
Okay. Walter, yeah.
I think Walter doesn't really respond to that. But then, so for my second one, I would like to ask the GM what the AI's purpose is.
The purpose is the exact same as the driver's. It is to enact violence in order to push other people into change.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. And now, wait. Oh no! Now I come to a bit because I get one more.
Mm-hmm.
And the AI can either remain unchanged, or peering into the source code goes unnoticed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I think with what we established about like the question that Walter asked Dakota, and like you said that Dakota like felt that like I think the peering into the source code going unnoticed wouldn't make sense. So I'm going to go with AI's nature remains unchanged.
Okay.
Wait, you can change an AI's nature, can't you?
I can't do that like willingly. Yeah.
Their nature changes due to the fact that it has been interacted with. That is not within Walter's control on how they change.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But your nature remains unchanged. So
yeah, quick sidebar. Kendo did has created a second move that I can take upon a level up if I wish, that would allow me to change the code of some things.
Yeah, that is my plan to make that move.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that goes down. Dakota, you feel like, you know how like some people have that feeling of like being dressed down by someone, where they like look at you in a certain way, and it feels like they've looked at a very vulnerable part of you just by in the way that they've looked at you know?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of feels like that, not in like the creepy way where it's like, it doesn't feel like he's undressing you, but it feels like he is looking into a part of you that feels very vulnerable. Like, no matter what you do, you could not stop him from looking at this inner core of who you are. And then you feel a part of that be forcibly pulled out from you and forced into speaking it verbally. I imagine that's a very chilling, existentially terrifying experience.
Okay. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Dakota, I mean, looks at Walter as, what did you just do?
I almost wonder if Walter doesn't lie about this.
Nah, it's
Up to you.
No, I don't think he tells the truth here. He says he just says what do you mean?
I saw your eyes, and I felt something. What did you do? And I didn't mean to say that.
I just asked you a question.
I know that's not what happened, Walter. And he kind of like leans in and, don't ever lie to me again like that. And Dakota gets out of the car and slams the door.
Cool.
You tried to gaslight fucking Dakota.
Yeah.
You did try to gaslight Dakota.
The holy Jesus fucking Christ.
Things aren't great in Paradise.
Hey, there is nothing Walter could have said there that gets him out of that. Like,
Yeah, no.
okay with Dakota.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, it's either you're a liar or you didn't respect his autonomy.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I think the driver kind of looks as Dakota walks off, looks to Walter, shakes her head, and like does like the whistle, like damn, and then gets out of the car. Yeah, and then just gets out of the car to follow Dakota.
Yeah, Walter gets out of the car and follows.
Yeah.
I don't know if Walter can open a car door by himself, so he like slips out with the driver.
Yeah, fair.
I feel Dakota like with like his hands in his like jacket pocket, like walking, probably like side eyes Walter, like walking behind.
Yeah. Do you bring the brake?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. The three of you walk up the hill to this church. It is a pretty kind of like standard, church. It's like a 1.5 story tall building with a steeple rising up with like a church bell up there. It is. I think I described it as just being like a plain like white wooden building, slanted roofs, that kind of thing. Up on the steeple where one would imagine like a cross or like some kind of other insignia would be, there is a vertical eye, and like the most basic way that it could be, like, a pointed ovular shape with like a circle in the middle.
When you say vertical,
as in like the corners of the eye are up and down.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. All right,
cool. Yeah. Awesome. As you all are walking up to the door, I think the driver matches your stride, Dakota, and says, "We should be careful here."
Dakota like stops, like walking, and like turns to look at the driver. Why?
The lady who owns this place, who's in charge here, she's the healer.
I don't know what that means.
She is I think the driver like kind of stops as if they're looking for a word, but doesn't really have one. They call us harbingers. It's a number of us. And you may very vaguely remember that this is a term that Principal Albert once used all the way back in episode 3 or 4 in reference to talking about the driver. And she goes, we are people who work for the stranger and enact his will.
Do you need to stay outside then?
No. We are technically allied. She wouldn't say allied. We're technically on the same side. But we cannot let her know about our plans to,
You know what?
Kill the stranger. We shouldn't let her know that we want to kill the stranger.
Oh.
She works for him. Technically, I do as well, but circumstances.
Okay.
If we go in here, when we go in here, it is her space. And, I do not know what she is capable of. And that is why I say we should be cautious.
Okay. Dakota's like taken aback because Dakota can't imagine the type of like person that would like bring the driver of all people like fear. So like Dakota's very much like shaken.
Mm-hmm. Walter, you would probably hear this as well as you catch up to them.
Yeah. I don't know what he. I think he says to the driver. He says, "What potentially could she be capable of?"
Anything the stranger is.
Ah, okay, all right, okay,
Same as the rest of us.
Yeah,
We're all given domains that we have control over. And she turns to look at the church, and this is hers.
Uh-huh. If we find all of them, we can get ourselves a complete stranger. And
technically, yeah.
Oh man. Huh. Wow.
Yeah, Dakota kind of huffs and steps forward. I'm assuming there's like those two big doors.
Mm-hmm.
Dakota puts out both hands and pushes both of them open.
Okay.
Into the building.
You open up the doors, and it's this very classic church look. There are deep green, like carpets to the point where they almost kind of look like grass, with wooden pews flanking like a singular aisle that goes down the middle. The pews looking like they're growing straight out of the ground, with a similar kind of green padding on the benches. There is an altar down the middle, and like behind that altar, there's a stained glass window that looks like autumnal leaves around another one of those eye symbols. It's a bit more detailed in this stained glass window, but it also has like hands, like wings of a seraphim, around either side of the eye, almost kind of curling in, like almost looking like it's grabbing the eye, or like starting to grab the eye, it looks like. And there are like some deacon and deaconesses that are, kind of working, looking like they're setting up, getting ready for a service of some kind, and a woman who is sitting up by the altar with just like sitting in the chair, elbows on knees, head in hands, in a very like kind of thoughtful position. And it's quiet in here. You hear like some murmuring from some of the people, but other than that, this place feels and sounds like a church. Yeah.
Do you mind describing one more time the person that's sitting up front?
Yeah, so the person sitting up by the altar, she is an older woman with like kind of short red hair. She's wearing robes of like a similar, I'm imagining like how did I describe it, Hilda? I think it was like green, brown, and gold robes.
I believe so.
Yeah. green, brown, and like gold robes with like kind of gold accents, and like the primary is green, secondary is brown, accents are gold, and there are similar like eye embellishments on the robe as well. I'm imagining like a big like eye like in the middle, like around the abdomen, and then like smaller eyes kind of going down, kind of almost kind of looking like leaves on it.
Ugh, vile. Okay. I imagine that Dakota very quietly until it approaches like the altar and the person standing there.
As you walk up, you get her attention, and she turns to look at you and your two companions. She has this face that seems somewhere in between, like thoughtful and like wizened and kind of cold at the same time, like hardened by like years of experience and like just seeing bad shit, but like in a way where it's like they don't feel burdened by it in a negative way, but burdened by it like they've learned from it and they wish to pass that kind of look about her. And she looks at you and and looks down at like Walter and the driver, and her head kind of cocks and says, "Driver, I wasn't expecting to see you here at the church. Are you here for service?" And Brittany shakes her head no, and just says, "We're on business. And she looks to you and looks you over and goes, "Oh, yes. You must be a replacement."
I imagine like Dakota like quietly, like in a respectful way, like kind of invokes like the kind of the effects that the stranger has with like his voice. Is like, "We've come to retrieve someone from you."
Retrieve someone from me? Whoever could that be?
The name's Dorothy Reed.
Dorothy. Ah, yes. The little rabbit who wandered her way into here. What reason do you wish to take her from here?
We're meant to take her back to the school.
She looks at you in this way, where she's kind of like looking through you almost. Not in the same way that Walter was before, not like that deeply or personally, but like looking through you in the way that an adult dealing with a bitter child looks through them, where it's like, I know, I get it, you're gonna do your thing, kind of deal. She looks and says, "Dear, there's no need to lie to me. You are in the house of our master."
I just want to butt in. This is like kind of not technically a lie, because he said we are meant to. Not that we're going to.
But it is a lie in that you are not going to.
For sure. I just thought that was a fun.
Do they just like know that like that wasn't true?
I mean, did you look at your list of things that you could possibly do?
Me?
Yeah. I don't remember if I left this specific. Yeah, I took this out of yours, but it's definitely on a list for some people where they can see the truth. If that is what you want to infer from what she did.
What? Okay. Yeah, I mean, okay. Dakota goes, "All I know is we're here to pick up Dorothy," and then looks to the driver and goes, "What else do we need to do here?"
Brittany looks like she's about to start talking, and then the lady speaks up and says, "I'm sorry, I don't believe I've gotten your name. I've incredibly rude of me. I'm Sister May." And she puts her hand out to shake your hand.
Dakota, and shakes their hand.
Yeah, you shake her hand, and it's a very firm handshake, very warm handshake. And she puts a hand on your shoulder as well, right by the spikes pointing out of your shoulder. And again, a very warm, gentle, comforting touch. And she goes, "Dakota, it's wonderful to meet you. Before dealing with your predecessor, I've always felt there being a separation between us, between the things that we do. And I know out of necessity that is true. But I feel like you and I can have such a more personal connection. I mean, we, unlike her, are people, after all. And I think... And I think, to a certain degree, we can make each other's lives and the lives of everyone here much, much better if we learn to work together. Wouldn't you agree?
What are you proposing?
Oh, nothing specific at the moment. I just am opening a door for a long-term relationship between the healer and the driver.
Dakota kind of like looks back at the driver, or Brittany, I should say.
Brittany is kind of shell-shocked in this moment. You can see very few things shake this woman. You've seen her put up very little emotion, but in this moment, you can kind of see where she has kind of shut down out of a necessity of like self-preservation, to where she is just going to let this conversation happen. Because what else is she gonna do?
I think, yeah. I mean, seeing like looking back and seeing that, and seeing this like person of like apparent like power, like respect him, like, and like treat him like an adult. He looks back and he goes, "I think we can find something to make it work."
She smiles at you and says, "I'm glad you agree. With that in mind, I'm sorry I cannot give you the girl. She has already signed up for our rehabilitation service, and that puts her in my domain."
Walter...
But she's in mine.
Ooh.
There has to be something wrong.
What were you about to say, Walter?
Walter interjects. And he is, I think his voice is, maybe quivering a bit. And he says, "You say rabbit?"
Yes.
Earlier.
I did. And who are you? And she like kind of walks past Dakota over to you and kneels down.
Hold on. Can I message Kendrick something real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, if I let like Walter like talk over me in that instance, talking to like this person, is that pride or no?
I wouldn't say so. I think of pride as like you don't have to do what he said. I mean, well, you can take pride however you want. But
okay.
The forbidden thing is listening to those who are weaker than you and like what you can extrapolate from other ways that might affect how you act.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cause another thing also, I think with this lady, I think Dakota sees her as like an equal at or greater at most.
Totally fair.
Okay. I just wanted to. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, is the school the driver's domain?
No, the cars are the domain.
Okay. Thank God. Will we just learn of the Harbingers as we play, I'm assuming?
Of other Harbingers? Maybe. I don't know. I just now did this.
That's cool.
The Harbingers were a different thing when I originally conceived of them. But I think this is cooler and is more cohesive in that way.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. The school is the principal's domain.
Wait, the principal's a Harbinger?
I mean, yeah.
What?
Yeah. Is Albert a very good one? No, not necessarily.
he
but that's why he was going to be replaced.
Yeah.
Wow, he sucks.
Yeah. I mean, he did very good at the main part of his job until you all showed up. So, I mean...
So Albert isn't real, right?
Say that again? No.
Albert isn't real.
No.
I didn't think so.
None of the animal people are real.
What?
Not a single animal person is real.
Huh.
Because people...
Wait, Edward wasn't real?
I am still trying to figure that out, actually. I don't know if I consider him an animal person or a person who turned into an animal.
I think the way you described him, like, he seemed more Rose-esque.
Oh, you can... Sorry.
Yeah, that doesn't... He can't...
He was more Rose-esque. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards.
Okay.
But yeah. Okay, cool. So Walter, you, Sister May walks up to you, kneels down, and says, "Hello, who are you?"
Yeah, Walter does not make eye contact. I think he is staring at the ground.
Yeah.
It's a lot of eyes to make contact with.
Yeah, well. Yeah. He just says, name's Walter.
Walter. See. I see you are yourself in a little predicament. I'm sorry for that.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know if anyone's told you, but you are a stoat.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yes. And the girl that came in here earlier, she herself is in a similar predicament. Not so advanced as your current situation, but similar.
So she's not all the way gone then?
Oh, no. Very, very early stages.
Okay.
But that's why she's here. That is the purpose of the rehabilitation service, is to help those in the sublime who have lost the path find it again.
Dakota.
Sorry.
No.
And Walter doesn't quite make eye contact, but looks a little up and says, You brainwashing her then?
Brainwashing? Oh, no. Nothing like that. It's a form of therapy. It takes, a while to unpack all of the different things that we've been through in our lives that make us act in ways that are toxic hurtful either to others and ourselves, and make it hard for us to fit in society. And the goal of the rehabilitation service is just to help us realign with the best possible version of ourselves that I truly do believe comes out here in the sublime.
So you help people become what the stranger wants them to be. That's what you do.
Yes.
Dakota steps in and is like, you don't need to listen anymore from him. He's kind of a side project for us, if you will. A part of our domain. I'm sorry to bother you.
No bother at all. Everyone here, even you and me, are all brothers and sisters and children under his watchful eye. We are all relevant.
After she says that, is there a way to more strongly invoke the stranger's authority in such a way to where, like, because what I want to do basically is be like, listen, like, you can do your thing, but I have this from the stranger, or like the stranger has had me to do this, and invoking the mark of the stranger's authority.
Yeah, I think that's as easy as just saying like your voice like gets even deeper, reverberates louder.
Okay,
like,
okay. I didn't know if there was like anything. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So like I assumed I was like, as you said, like it gets louder. The reverberation kind of, I mean, in the way that like a church does, it has fantastic acoustics, as you can imagine. Mm-hmm. Dakota's voice fills the room, and I can imagine is there an organ in the room?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
I'd imagine like, you know, maybe like, yeah, as like Dakota speaks, like some like chords play on the organ, such that like the entire room is filled with the presence and sound of Dakota speaking.
Mm-hmm.
You can do your rehabilitation here, but I have orders from the stranger to take Dorothy after you're done.
Give me a grift roll.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
Give me a grift, baby. I'll give you advantage for using the... Is it advantage, or is it even just letting you do this in the first place? That is the bonus of...
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, I'll tell you, this is going to be a -3 to whatever I fucking roll. So, you know...
Solid.
Even advantage, I don't think it matters.
Yeah. I'll give you advantage. Why not?
Okay.
You try to convince...
2 dice rolls then? Or...
3d6, take the highest 2.
Oh, shit. Well, I don't know, d6. So I'm just going to roll one again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Just roll whatever the lowest one of those are.
Shit. Okay.
Roll plus mush.
It's a minus still. Oh, holy shit. Okay, that's a 6 and a 5.
Okay, well, you can reroll that 5 if you want.
Yeah.
See if you get a 6.
Ah, 3. Fuck.
Okay, so it's still 6 and 5. 11 minus 3, 9. Sorry.
No,
bad
8.
math. 8. All right, on a 7 and 9, they'll consider it for a price. She says, okay, yes, you may take the girl if she so wishes after she is finished with her rehabilitation. I will say rehabilitation takes time. It is not a thing that happens in a day. It can take days, weeks, months for some people. Though, I suppose I can speed up the process if we would like though I'm not sure she will be ready for the final for the final step in our program so quickly, but we can leave that up to her. Would you like to come with me? We can ask her ourselves.
I just want to say, in my head, I imagine while this conversation is going on, Dakota's arms are kind of crossed and like quietly is kind of like a menacing like organ like song playing.
Mm-hmm. You see that this is not shaking her. She's not shaken by the whole voice thing or anything.
She says, you can go see her. What has she said since she's gotten here?
Oh, she's said that she's lost, unsure of what to do. She's been away from her parents for a long time, would like to get back to where she belongs.
Mm-hmm.
Typical things that people say when they arrive.
I think like as she says that, you can tell kind of Dakota like furrows his brow and like he gets a little bit more aggressive with like the music.
Mm-hmm.
And then he, I can imagine.
Yes.
People get strange thoughts in their head running around this place.
That they do. Walter, I wonder if you too would be interested in our service, seeing as you all might have to wait for Dorothy to finish hers as well. There is still help for you. It is never too late to walk the right path, especially not one such as yourself.
All right.
Yes, well, to be fair, I've never seen anyone in such an advanced state with the amount of lucidity you have.
Wow. I'll try to be proud of that.
As you should be. It means he hasn't given up on you yet, son.
So what's the price?
Our service is free. It just
No.
time.
No. You know that's not what I mean. I mean, what's the price? What's the catch? What do I give up?
Oh.
What are you making her give up?
I am, to be clear, not making anyone give up anything. Everything that people do here is fully consensual and of their own volition. People do not come here and people do not come here and go through our service with a gun to their head, Walter.
No, I know.
People come here and they go through our program and they leave healed because they have the power in themselves to be able to right their own wrongs.
Of course. No, I get that. I get that you're you're leading them with the carrot. So what are you making them do? What do they have to do to get that carrot?
They do a lot of meditation. We have group therapy sessions where we talk through our concerns, our innermost thoughts. We have one-on-one sessions with some of the members where they work together, a kind of accountability partner to be able to help you through some of the more darker parts of your mind so that you feel like you don't have to do that alone. There's a lot of reading of puzzles, and you prepare yourself both physically and mentally to be able to return to society a better person.
Yeah.
And I will admit our final step is perhaps the hardest. It's the hardest of... It's as hard as one might imagine. But it is my belief that one of the things that keeps people here, that keeps people... Sorry, let me reword this. It is my belief that one of the hardest things for anyone once they get here is to be able to accept that they are not home anymore, or that they are not where they believe their home is. It is hard for us to give up the past, as we feel that the past is so intertwined with who we are as people, what our potential is, the greatness that we can perform. But that's simply not true. Sure, yes, it is a part of us. Yes, it is a part of the tapestry of what makes you, you, but it is not the whole of it, as the present and future still lie ahead. And so, an important step, the most important step of re-entering the society of the sublime is to be able to willingly give up the previous place you called home. And that is the hardest, but final step of our program.
Interesting. You know, back in my past, I ran away from home. I didn't think there was anything there for me. You know, when I got here, still don't feel like this place is my home. What if I don't feel like I've found my home yet?
That is why we are here to help.
Yeah. So you don't, you're not in the business of free will, really, are you?
Walter, what have you heard me say that makes you believe that I...
No. I know everyone here is, here because they want to be. I get that. You are guiding them towards a life where they have no free will. And I see what you're doing. And this offer sounds very, very tempting. I would love to not be a goddamn little rodent anymore. I would love that. But I don't need you for that. I know that you have probably come across a lot of people like me. I know you think you have come across people like me. But you know why I am still in this body and still lucid, as you called it? It's not because the stranger thinks that the stranger still has hope for me. It's because I am different. And I want him to use code review.
Code review? Okay. Big sick.
Ow. Fuck.
Awesome. Hold on, I gotta find your thing again.
Sure.
I was just looking at it. Code review. Okay, cool. You've seen the source code before. You can still catch glimpses if you try hard enough. Roll plus noodle.
I got a 9.
Okay. 7+, you can tell if someone in your presence is a part of the code. She is indeed a part of the code. You open your eyes.
What
they
a
do
shock.
The thing. She is a part of the code in the same way Dakota is a part of the code. A real person who has been given mod access and permissions into the Sublime. On a 7 and 9, you get to choose 2 from the list below.
Yeah. I want to make this clear. I am using this move not for choosing 2 from the list, but for intentionally not choosing 2 from the list.
Interesting.
I want to ask what its purpose is, and I want to ask what its desire is.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Okay. Amazing.
Holy fucking Jesus.
Okay, cool.
What the fuck?
Which one do you want to know first?
Wait, what the fuck? Walter, no!
I'd like to ask you what its purpose is.
Okay.
I want to do that first.
This has two answers. And the reason this has two answers is because as you're looking through the code of her like permissions and such, getting a sense like essentially the healer role that's been like tagged onto her character, what that role is. This has two answers because the healer role had a different purpose. That is not the same purpose as it currently is. The current purpose is they are to be a warm and comforting guide to those who are hurt and to those who are damaged, to those who are wounded either physically or mentally, and essentially help rehabilitate them, help heal them. Very much true to the word, like that is the purpose of it. She is supposed to help people and heal people, so on and so forth, right? Mm-hmm. You can see that at some point, you don't know how long ago it was, there was a patch that essentially changed the original, whatever the original one is, to the current one. The original purpose of the healer was they were the priest in town that the heroes would go to get healed. They could revive dead party members. They could, cure curses or whatever had happened to, characters. They were like essentially the go-to. They were the person you went to, you spent some gold, and they would heal you of whatever you needed in case the cleric in your party couldn't do so.
Excuse me?
What the fuck?
What?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck? Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yup.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So the stranger just made a little funny little D&D world.
Uh-huh.
Someone did.
Someone did.
Someone did.
Yeah.
He's the creator of fucking Gary Gygax. fucking or like fucking, oh my god, whatever. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, for sure. That is the purpose of the healer role.
Okay. Wow. Man, I was in the middle of this like power move and this totally disarmed me, so I gotta get my energy, I gotta get like my gumption back here for a second.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's
totally.
Okay, first of all, I just want to say, before we go back, you fucking rat bastard. Fucking literally, I'm intentionally not gonna make it go unnoticed. Literally, the holy, fucking, you walk in and we start fucking negotiating and you light a fucking firework.
Yeah.
Like Dakota has room to talk here.
Yeah, right. Also,
Dakota would never. Simply not.
Walter, I guess another thing that you would know just by the nature of having seen these two different codes, this also lets you know that the driver code, that role, is newer than the healer role.
Okay. All right.
Like the patch notes in it, that patch, like the whatever, like the comment of like when like date of creation, whatever that file is, whatever the metadata in that is newer than both the original creation of the driver, of the healer, and the patch.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That makes. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think moving on then to asking the AI what its desire is. I think he straight up just. I think this is where he just where he really glares at her and just says, "What do you want?"
I think there's a moment where you do this code review, your eyes glaze over, you do this very powerful thing trying to force this thing out of her, and she looks at you. She's still kneeled down to down to where you are, looks, gives a smile and says, "I want to help people. I want to help them find their place here in the sublime and help them right the path that they had previously discarded. I have only told you the truth, Walter."
Okay. So yeah, again, emphasizing he has made no attempt to make this go unnoticed.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You can the way that she responds, you can tell that she knows. And there's a moment where she stands up and says, "Well, if you aren't interested in participating in the service, that is purely your decision. I hope you do not come to regret it. Would you all like to see Dorothy? And perhaps we can ask her if she would like to expedite her rehabilitation."
Yes.
Okay. And she turns and walks and goes to a door that's in the back to the side and beckons for you all to follow her.
Be gay.
Roll dice.
An LGBTQIA actual play podcast network.